just so you know.
This here, the new slide, is that off of the units?
I have no idea. Nobody's even talked to me about it.
Well, nobody's talking to me, and I'm part of Parks and Rec, so.
It was as much as surprising me as it was you. It's code. I know when I asked, I guess that it's broken, so I was like, just board it up.
Hey, I want to talk to you before you
What's this slide? Did Cody come up with this idea?
It's at Dillon Park, and that's like their cheapest option. There's I have a picture of it. Yeah, yeah. The slides broke. Right now there are 2 wooden squares in that spot, so there's really no slide.
It is.
Oh, the camera's on. Did somebody vandalize it?
No, it just got broke, and it's been broke for quite a while. What do you think about? Yeah. So it would be a tomato slide. No, it'd be one slide, and I think one slide would be there. I don't know if that was the stairs or a rock wall. It looks like that's a rock wall. So I don't know what was originally there. No. You should see how much things are. 100. Yeah, they're nuts. Price dollars. Yeah, yeah. But I got a thing in the mail today. We did like the rubberized and did confidence part. Yeah, merry go around.
That was the
They should be gone. It should be this week. Like this week. Yeah, somebody did get rid of them.
So I can always
Super next week.
the 3 of us, or something, we could always go up there and kind of see how much we would have, and that would dictate how much equipment we could buy.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll get together. Sure. And I'll need your phone number too. Because
I'll send it to you.
okay, he's gonna send it to me. That way I have it.
I gave your number to Cody today too.
I have Cody's number.
He didn't have.
Yeah, he forgot to save it. So we'll get together and we'll get something maybe figured out.
Just give me some notice because
Yeah.
I work generally every day during the day. Yeah. So give me some notice. I can take it out for a couple hours off in the morning.
Well, whenever you have free time.
Yeah, but no, just if you tell me, hey, let's get together and next Friday morning, I'll put it on my calendar.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you let me know.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks. I was sending you a text, but I have not finished sending it to you.
I was having a light today about it.
So
Thank you for one page. Really appreciate the one page. Exactly. Yeah, other than that, we don't count. And Chuck's over here. Oh boy. All right, I got 7 o'clock. May I call this to order, please? Start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thanks and welcome, everybody. May we have a roll call, please, Nancy?
Gillis? Here. Smith? Here. Fox?
Here.
Fleming?
Here.
Rose? Here. Cruzen? Here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Everybody's had a chance to read the minutes of July 17th, and I would entertain a motion to approve unless somebody has some questions, comments, or concerns. Have a motion, a second by Alex. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That will carry. We do not have any correspondence this evening, which leads us to bills presented for payments. And again, comments, questions, concerns, or I would take a motion to pay our bills. Thank you, Joe. I have a second from Jenny. That's a roll call, please.
Fox?
Yes.
Fleming?
Yes.
Rose?
Yes.
Cruzen?
Yes.
Gillis?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Here's the balance of accounts for July 23rd. If anybody has any questions this time. If not, we're going to keep moving. TIF balance for July. We had an opening balance of $649,094.19. We had an entrance payment of $284.78. We got property taxes for $389,493.75. And we did have 2 redevelopment grants, one for $9,435, one for $10,000, leaving an ending balance $1,019,437.72. Brings us to the police report. And Chief, I will ask you for some color.
All right, our ordinance work is continuing. Sergeant Stagg, Officer Bryce, the Western Glover, and Carlock assisted in the 4th of July parade. Officer Stagg represented the Farmington PD in the Fairview Homecoming Parade. I met with the school board and spoke to the about the school resource officer position. School board advised, I advise school board officer Gillespie would be the school resource officer for this school year. And myself, Sergeant Stack met with the owner, CJ signed and agreed on design for the SRO.
Anybody have any questions for the chief?
I have a question. In the future, can we have the ordinance violations and stop? Or ordinance and one?
We can, there's,
No,
sometimes the ordinances and it'll be very bad,
I
but,
understand.
so. I will work on that.
Thanks, sir.
Anybody else?
Motion to approve the police report.
I have a motion to approve the police report for July of 2023. Is there a second? Second by Alex. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. We have one item in old business, and it is just a housekeeping issue. Is I numbered the whistleblower ordinance wrong as 2024-01, and in fact, it is 2023-13. So we have made the notation and published it correctly. Just wanted everybody to know. Leads us into new business. First order of new business is a discussion, possible action, approval for new slide for Dimmitt Park in the amount of $5,482.42. And Bettina, would you like to offer some color around this, please?
Yeah. Sometime back, some slides at Dimmitt Park were damaged. And this is our cheapest option right now is to add a tube slide for $5,400. We looked at some other options like another rock wall, which there's already one rock wall. Wanted to add another option of a slide, maybe replace what was there and kind of maybe keep the equipment interesting. So it's kind of like a crawl tube slide. And that was, like I said, pretty much the cheapest option.
Questions?
Right now there are two pieces of wood covering up holes so that kids don't fall off. So it's not that much of play
It
equipment.
is not safe.
Yeah, it's not safe, and it'd be nice to have a little bit more for them to use.
Is that the only slide that's up there? The one that we would be putting?
That's the only, the slide that's there now is probably shouldn't be used. So this is replacing a slide, keeping Dimmitt Park on par with the rest of our parks as well.
It's and it's a little smaller. It's smaller, yeah. It's kind of a. I have pictures.
I just haven't been by that part of the house, so I couldn't remember.
Yeah, I went by.
There's two little ones.
Yeah, it's like a
Side by
little double
side.
slide, and see where you can see the pieces of wood. But
So these two will remain.
yeah, and then one piece will get replaced with a tube slide that's like a cross. So it gives another option. There is a rock wall. Any questions?
Any further questions? Anybody else want to see these pictures?
Yeah. Playground equipment is very expensive. Yes. And like I said, it was for a rock wall. But this was the cheapest replacement for this part.
Can I ask something?
Yes.
How much is the bathroom?
About 60,000.
I don't mean like at Township Park.
Yeah, we can't put one of those in town.
When the city.
Can't put an open privy in town. So it would require hooking into the sewer that's really deep there. And if memory serves me correct, there's about 150 feet to the nearest place that they could tie in. And it's like 28 feet deep, I think, right there is what the sewer is. So that's more than our guys can do. So it would be Yes, it would be nice to have a bathroom there, Carolyn. I 100% agree with you. I don't know. I don't think it made it this year.
I think they were getting damaged.
I think Little Farmers probably utilize that park like they always did before. If they knew there was a porta potty or something. We'll make sure there's a porta potty. They would come down all the time and walk. Yeah.
By the time we got one, they couldn't get us one. Tried. Yes, ball was dropped. If you'd like to blame somebody, I'll take full blame for it. So, you guys want us to look for more options on the slide before we do this? You want to table this for now? Okay.
Okay.
All right. So let's table this for now. So-
Oh, I'll send you my wish list.
All right. Thank you. Next order of business. Chief, I'm going to lean on you for here, but we need new bulletproof vests. We've got a bid from our uniform supplier, LCD Uniforms. Each vest is $930, and there is a grant available for $465 on each vest. So basically 50%. And we need 6 of them. What's the life of a vest,
Those
Chief?
are replaced every 5 years. If they're not, and often get shot, and the vest is not performed, then the city is going to be liable for that because it's state statute and they're supposed to be replaced and they're supposed to be done.
How many vests are you doing?
We're going to need 6 of them. We can't. We're not. It's really not good practice to be pushing up to the limit to 5 years. So I don't want to make those phone calls. So they're wise. They're special.
We do have the money set aside for this in the police budget.
I got told that 2760. Our part would be, that's actually covered 460 is. And the grant covers 27, 460.
Roughly, yeah.
Okay.
And it's a federal grant too, so that they're pretty good about paying those out once that's
Yeah,
lost.
the rub is we've got to front it, and then they reimburse us.
And it's 2820 for our part.
Yeah.
Just doing numbers to the group.
Yep.
I would like to move forward with that, our purchase of that. Second.
We have a motion from Dave, a second from Joey to move forward purchasing 6 vests at $930 with the federal government to reimburse half upon purchase. That's a roll call, please.
Rose,
Yes.
Cruzen? Yes. Gillis,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Bobs,
Yes.
Fleming.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next order of business is a resolution, is discussion possible action, resolution approving the school resource officer. And I have resolution to read that I would love to read by title only. So here's what the bottom line is this resolution agreement for a school resource officer for 2023-2024 school year will be $40 an hour, 8 hours a day for 180 days. The budgeted rate will be $57,600 plus a $5,000 stipend for the resolution for the school to pay for the school resource officer. We only have one reading for a resolution. So we read it, we vote on it.
I'd like to make a motion of it now.
Read it by title first, Joe.
I'd like to make a motion of reading the resolution approving school resource officer for 2024 by title.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Alex. That's a roll call, please.
Bobs,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Rose,
Yes.
Cruzen?
Yes.
Gillis,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Thank
All
you.
right. This is resolution 2023-02, a resolution approving and authorizing the execution and delivery of intergovernmental agreement for police protection assistance. Now,
I can make a motion to adopt school resolution for the school resource officer for the school year 2023 through 20.
Second.
I have a motion by Joey, a second by Jenny. That's a roll call, please.
Boggs,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Rose,
Yes.
Cruzen,
Yes.
Gillis,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next order of business is a discussion possible action for the wrap on the school resource officer car. As we've told you guys in the past few meetings, we did seize a car in DUI. We do have the title. It is going to be used as a school resource officer vehicle. It's going to be wrapped in the purple and gold with the farmer. With the farmer on the hood, the star that's on the side of the helmet's on the side of it. It's going to be good looking car. It's a good looking car to begin with, but it's going to be wrapped. I think the kids will get a kick out of it, and this is pretty much what it's cost us. The cost of this. This wrap will negate the fact that there is a little bit of damage on it. We won't have to paint it to make it look like anything. And if we change something, we rewrap it again, and we don't have a lot of money invested in it. I cover that well enough? Cheaper than a paint job, because we looked at a paint job too. So, and we didn't have to buy the car. We're going to roughly have about $5,000 in it by the time we get it roadworthy. But that's it. New squad cars costing us somewhere north of $60,000 right now. I'd rather spend this than that. But it's CJ Signs out of Peoria.
I can make a motion if we move forward with the granting of the $3,000. Second.
Thank you, Joe. I've got a second by Dave Rose. That is a roll call, please.
Boggs,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Rose,
Yes.
Cruzen,
Yes.
Gillis,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Thank
Here's
you.
some colored pictures too, if anybody wants to look at it afterwards. Next item on new business is a discussion possible action, CEDC recommendations to the city council. The city council or the CEDC met Thursday before last. We had 4 residential grants and 1 commercial application to look at. The recommendations to the city council are the NTIF district grants for our young window replacement with no prior awards would be a $2,500 grant. The bakers on a front door replacement.
I think it was
That's not right.
No.
It's Matson.
Matson.
It's
Yeah.
Matson is the front door replacement. No prior awards for $2,500. The out of district grants for D Nail is a driveway replacement. No prior awards would be a $2,500 grant, and Tom Ofield for a roof. No prior awards for a $2,500 grant, and then the commercial application for Diva Florist. We will gladly help Diva out with their roof. $6,000 out of his $8,000. Those are the recommendations I have for the council today from the CEDC.
Accept the CEDC recommendations.
Thank you, Jody. Do I have a second by Nate? That is roll call vote.
Boggs,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Rose,
Yes.
Cruzen,
Yes.
Gillis,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, next item is discussion possible action on the end zone, and this is what you've been waiting for.
So last year, we brought back end zone and it went pretty good, I would say. So we're asking to use the pavilion and Jacobs Park after every Farmington football home game, which would be September 1st, September 22nd, October 13th, and October October 13th being homecoming, and I would like to ask permission to bring back the smashing of the car rating, because that went pretty good last year as well. If you have any questions, please. Not yet, but I'm positive that we will, because, last year we had to get it from the junkyard, and we got like 3 for homecoming, and they said, we can definitely go back for another car. So, and we take out all the glass.
Yeah, Cody asked at all the glass, and he'd like it closer to the dumpster this year for your smashing, if you will.
Yes. Last year being our first year doing it, we definitely
Hey, you
know a lot
learn.
more of what we're doing this year.
Live and learn, believe me.
Yeah.
We do it every day here. So, council have a problem? Motion to allow them to use the second by Dave Rose. All in favor? Opposed? Please, we welcome it. Get with Bettina in my office if you need help with wood. Is the fire department still participating in some way with the?
They would have to, I believe they'd have to be there
Yeah.
for fire. Wood has been donated by the
Okay.
Wheelwright family.
If you need anything, let us know. We're happy to help.
Thank you.
So, all right. Thank you. All right, next item for new business is a discussion possible action, ordinance 2023-14. I sure would like to read this by title.
Ordinance number -14, ordinance amending title 9, traffic, chapter 8, stopping, standing, parking. By title.
I have a motion from Joe, a second by Alex. That's a roll call, please.
Boggs,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Rose,
Yes.
Cruzen,
Yes.
Gillis,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, so this is City of Farmington ordinance number 2023-14 and an ordinance amending Title 9 traffic, Chapter 8, stopping, standing, parking, and this is for a loading zone in front of Reincarnation's Auto Works.
Who's gonna paint the lines? You said you guys?
Cody will.
Okay.
Public Works would be happy to do that. That's your first reading of ordinance 2023-14.
I'd like to make a motion. Ordinance number 2023-14. Second by.
Thank you. I have a motion by Joey, a second by Alex. That is a roll call, please.
Boggs,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Rose,
Yes.
Cruzen,
Yes.
Gillis,
Yes.
Smith. Yes. Thank you.
I'd like to make a motion that we.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? Second by Dave Rose. That is a roll call, please.
Boggs,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Rose,
Yes.
Cruzen,
Yes.
Gillis,
Yes.
Smith. Yes. Thank you.
All right, next item, discussion possible action, ordinance 2023-15. And this is creating a fireman parking only in front of the firehouse to ensure that they can back their trucks in without hitting anything and leave without any possible egress problems. Fair?
Make a motion we read by title only. Second.
I have a motion and a second to read ordinance 2023-15 by title only. That's a motion from Joey, a second by Alex. Roll call, please.
Boggs,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Rose,
Yes.
Cruzen,
Yes.
Gillis,
Yes.
Smith. Yes. Thank you.
Would you like to wait a second?
Ordinance number 2023-15. One second.
Got a motion by Joey, a second by Alex to waive the second reading. That's a roll call, please.
Boggs,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Rose,
Yes.
Cruzen,
Yes.
Gillis,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Thank you.
Make a motion that we adopt ordinance number 2023.
I wasn't gonna hurry.
I'll second that.
Got a motion by Joey, had a second by Alex to adopt ordinance 2023-15 with a roll call, please.
Boggs,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Rose,
Yes.
Cruzen,
Yes.
Gillis,
Yes.
Smith. Thank you.
All right. And last but not least, in new business, we have a discussion possible action, 322 East Fork. That's the building we're in, phase 1. And Dave Rose, would you like to add some color and such as you will?
I'd be glad to add something to that. So, the council is probably aware of it, the city needs to be aware of it, that we have no heat. Boiler failed, does not pass inspection. So we have to act relatively quickly on getting heat in this building. We looked at several options. Replacing the boiler would be fairly affordable. But all the lines, the heating units, the 16 different units we have throughout here is where the expense really comes into play. So we reached out to a few HVAC people, and there have been people since 1960, did we decide 67, 69?
67, I think, is what we came up with.
The pipes are galvanized. We've been advised not to go down that hole. It's just go forward. So we then did some research. We have a couple pretty firm bids on the HVAC replacement and installation. They came in at about 150 to 160,000 to purchase and install. They would be individual units for each different classroom and room throughout. They would be a combination of heat and air. So having said that, this is a relatively nice day outside, but we've struggled through heatings in here. Even this room would actually have its own heating and air conditioning. Well, I was actually relatively impressed with that number. Purchase installation of that. That does not include the electrical. So we didn't get the actual firm bids, 2 of them. The second one came in Monday. Then we actually rushed to try to get an electrical contractor in here to give us a rough number of what he could probably put it in. What things kind of still come into play is we have something coming up in the years to come, the demolition of the junior high building. The only way we can demo that, our electrical, our water, and our gas all go through the basement of the junior high. So we've got to bring them out and separate that. The good news is we won't have to bring gas this direction by going to these new units because they're all electrical. But we still have to go with the electrical. He didn't have quite enough time to make a definitive decision that he wouldn't have full power from over there. So having said all that, I'm going to throw a figure out there of about 350 to 400,000 to completely heat and air condition this building. That's not a firm bid because I don't have the electrical. He's still doing some numbers on that. We're pretty confident we can put it in under $400,000 to put heating and air conditioning throughout this entire building. We walked through the different rooms. Some of them have window units, some of them don't. They're non-functional, and they do okay, but they really don't do a really good job. But if we're going to do this, we'd like to do it right. And the bid does it from everything this full length. The YMCA is independent and has its own HVAC over there, so this does not include anything to do with that. And having said all that, we're making a decision that this city, we have to operate somewhere in the future. This building, to rebuild this building, would be in the $5 to $8 million to build as it is, with concrete blocks, bricks, all the above. I don't know that we need all of that, but to give you an idea, and I didn't really realize how involved it was until I moved across the street. And I actually see the use of this building is incredible. We have Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, Alcoholics Anonymous, American Legion, tumbling, Farmers Closet, when you look at what the outreach of that is, so having conversations with just the Farmer Plaza alone, we came to the conclusion that Farmer Plaza helps somewhere between 200 and 300 students each year. Just that group alone, and of course, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, annual of that. So we kind of met as a group, talked about how we felt as we could take possibly the police department and possibly the city council and city building and build something, but then we would leave all of that completely out to fair for their own. I'm not sure what it is. So we collectively decided the route that we'd like to go is to resurrect this building and then start doing the things necessary to it in phases over a 3 to 5 year period. We do that in the forms of, Bettina is actually reaching out for grants. So we're going to do things such as, I'll give you an idea, the asbestos removal for the junior high comes in at a bit about $60,000. We think the Environmental Protection Agency will help us with grants towards that. The demolition, we think that they will help us with grants with that. Even the remodeling of this being a city-owned building, we're hoping that we can get some grant with that. We also have some TIF money for the next 13 years that, not that we want to take all of it, but I think it's a really good investment for this community to utilize if we need to utilize a little bit of that, taking away from the modifications that are taking place in the town. So I just wanted to explain our thought process of this is it's going to cost a little money. The bones of this building are amazing. The bricks are still in fantastic shape. They're all concrete block walls. As we went through this, we really don't have a lot to do inside of here and externally. There will be, the roof is in good shape, but there's going to be things that take a little money as we go. But I think for the good of the community and be able to then, and we also have a spare room or so that allows us to open that up to another 501c corporation and bring them in. The very first room is really not being used. It doesn't have air conditioning, but now it'll actually go to that point. And it needs some work. Our model room is the yoga room. That's the one that's been kept, and it's beautiful inside that. Farmington Plaza is completely jam-packed to the point that they actually, because the fundraising they have coming up, they spilled over into another room because it's just totally amazing. I mean, this community is just amazing that they're willing to do this. So I guess having said all that, to move forward with this, we are on a bit of a deadline that says I'd like to see something in place by October 1st, but they claim they don't normally turn the heat out on here until November 1st. But I'd like to escalate that to say our goal would be October 1st, and if we go a little long, we go a little long. But we absolutely have to have heat in this building or walk away from it. That's the two choices I have. So I don't know if anybody has questions for me. I can help just answer. Comments? Yes.
Who's your electrical contact?
RKE.
I'm sorry.
RKE.
Okay.
He was able to come, and that's the other thing I run into. Both the HVAC and the electrical have to say, yes, you can do this by October 1st. I have verbal commitments by both of those places that they can get us up and going.
And we sought several other bids for the electrical and couldn't get anybody to bid it because it's such a big job.
Yeah, some people didn't have the manpower and
Manpower and or the wherewithal.
yeah.
And we were fortunate we've been down the road in the HVAC that we have multiple bids on that with their previous. No one would come and actually give us a bid right away. And we have to have something right away, or we're going to have to literally import the whole front end and put some no-pass heaters in the front end of this building. That's how
And we've been seeking after people for about 3 months and talking with companies and reaching out and trying to get people here, showing them around, trying to get bids back.
I was
Showing
ecstatic.
blueprints.
That bid came to my house on Monday night, totally included all the HVAC installation and purchase and the ability to get it here on time. And I was exactly tickled. I think it was Thursday we met the electrical contractor, and he said he can assure you that done too. So we were both extremely happy that we have somebody willing to do this and get us some heat in here.
And the most appealing part is we can do anything. It's not gonna cost us $1.8 million. Buy new furniture, we can do this in steps.
Yeah,
And that's the biggest appealing thing.
and this, that will also include occasionally, at some point, we'll have to replace the windows in all these rooms and pull out the old units, but we can make this very appealing to everybody. We'd love to paint and maybe hit some of our own painting guidelines. And just this is Dave said it best, is this building has great bones, and this, based upon where we are within the city, we owe it to city to make this thing look like something.
So we're also looking into solar. Next month, we're actually going to see what it takes. They actually have firms that actually will invest in your solar system and then give you extreme discounts on your heating and bill or your electrical costs for years to come. So there's a lot of people doing that. So we're going to take advantage of either the 2023 or 2024 to get on that also. Take our heating, we're looking out to spend the city money wisely. But we kind of have 6 or 7 phases to go through, and some of them are even, years down the road, and some of them, we won't act or react until we've had the funds. And as Ken pointed out, when we sold the water company, we did earmark some funds off to the side for building, whether it be build new, start from scratch. We kind of think this is the best place to put the city's money because we have an incredible structure that just needs some new windows, Amron's has already given us a bid to let you know. For the entire lighting for this entire building, what was it?
Like $4,600.
$4,600 to completely replace all these lights from fluorescent to LED, which will then take our electrical costs and literally cuts them in less than half. So,
And by putting these units in that we can also create different zones at this room. We can keep them, they don't have to be kept at 70 degrees all summer. They can be cooled off and can be cooled off in a hurry because that unit's going to take care of this one room. So we can also help regulate what the cost we're spending on our electrical.
and other than the, I wouldn't get into the farmer closet one because that's pretty specific to the material in there, but we have rooms that could be shared. In some cases, they're only used a couple hours a week. And we can then open that up to allow more people to come into this building as we continue to improve it. I'm pretty excited about opening up more doors for that. Yes,
Are the units on the roof or in the corner?
they're external. In this one, it may be actually on the roof, but they're actually just outside.
Oh, okay.
And then there'll actually be a blower unit on the inside. The only intrusion, which I was very impressed with, is a 2-inch hole in the side of the brick building. That's all it takes to connect you out into the inner. I was thinking we were going to put windows and have to modify windows. I was very impressed with the installation.
They're mini split systems.
Yes. Other questions or input? So where I stand with this, in order to go forward with this and get things ordered, tonight I'd like to ask for some sort of a motion. I'd like to ask for up to $400,000, and I'm positive I can get it in for that and probably save quite a bit of money on that from this group. It's kind of what we saying.
What we were paying one was a limit of $20 to be spent on the city's money for the 20 years.
All right, so let's call that a motion. You want to call yours second? Or you want to go the other way around?
I'm good with that.
All right, so I have a motion from Joe, a second by Dave Rose. This is a roll call.
Fox,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Rose,
Yes.
Cruzen. Yes. Gillis,
Yes.
Smith. Yes. Thank you.
All right, thank you, folks. Dave, will you get with Stan and Brian and
We'll get the equipment ordered. Try to get some heat for the Tina.
Yay, thank you.
All right, that's the last of new business. Take us into committee reports. Jenny, do you have anything to add this evening?
Don't have anything for finance, but I did just happen to run into the softball, baseball guys who run the summer program out there. We just ran into each other. Sean Fresh wanted us to know that Dave came out numerous times and fixed those scoreboards. They're down again. He said that they haven't been working for the last couple weeks, but the season's over. And he pushed us far to say that ideally, because they go down so often, even after they're fixed, if we could start looking now into the pricing of new scoreboards for used but in good condition scoreboards.
New ones are about 6,000 a piece.
They've just had a heck of a time with them.
Yeah, they will probably be bringing us a after action report, if you will, about their season in the next few weeks anyhow. So absolutely. Thank you. Joey, public safety.
Nothing to report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Nate, anything new with sewer?
We have the meeting next week at 6.
2 weeks, right? 14.
14th.
14th.
14th, 1 week.
Well, that is
week.
next week.
Mhm.
Time flies when we're having fun.
Mhm.
Yeah, at 6 o'clock, and we'll be posting that as a sewer committee meeting. We're having it at the sanitary district. So thanks, Nate. Alex, street sidewalks and garbage.
Nothing to report.
Thank you. Leslie, parks and rec.
Rec, completed on Friday. They had a big to-do, it's on the picture. And the Pirelli sign is completed by Carl Powell, and I have it at my house. Stamps and sealing. I'll have to see if we pick up, and a big thank you to Carl for making it.
We'll make sure we tell Carl that when we see him. Thank you, Leslie. And Dave, anything further?
Nothing more to add, sir.
Thanks. Now's the time of the night. We have comments from the audience. Tom? Tom, you always come on the longest nights.
Yes, Tom Oldfield, I'm the director of the Farmington JFL. Myself and the committee want to thank the city for the many years of support. And as we annually do, we would like to ask for permission to use the bleachers from Jacobs Park down at the old high school around the track for football purposes, because the city generally brings them down to us. So we're just asking for permission to use those again, which we do have our own insurance.
Doesn't need to be a motion, does it?
No,
Totally agree.
please do, Tom.
Totally agree.
And I
Can you
wanna
coordinate with Cody to?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, normally we have about 105 to 110 tackle kids per year. We were up to 131 tackle kids this year, and we have 210 kids between flag, cheer, and tackle this year. So,
Healthy program.
yes.
Very good. Thank you, Tom.
Thanks for what you do, Tom.
No problem.
Hello, my name is Sabrina Westbrook. I own and operate a small town circus in we teach various tumbling, aerial flexibility, and tots classes, and we've been running for 2 years. We're currently located in Hannah City, and we've actually outgrown our space, and we're looking for a bigger space that will allow us to offer more classes for people in our community. On through adulthood. We are insured for up to $1 million and have an LLC, and I'll leave that to you. That's right. I'm interested in making the building that the YMCA is in a fitness facility that our community can be proud of. Farmington does not have anywhere for children to tumble or dance anywhere, with the YMCA not teaching tumbling classes and Chelsea not teaching dance at MTC. If we cannot find a space inside the Farmington School District, we'll have to move our business outside of the school district. And we honestly don't want to do that if we can avoid it, because it's an awesome thing for our area. Canton currently has a long wait list, and they have trials for their tumbling and dance team, or dance programs like Encore. Many students have had difficulty getting into the tumbling program because the wait lists are so long. And having a gym that offers tumbling, dance, and aerial, along with other fitness programs, would draw people to our community and help businesses in our area. It's hurting our community to have a gym that's not being utilized to its full potential, and it would benefit our community to keep a dance and tumbling program in our area. My business pulls people from Peru, Mackinac. We even have people that go from Canton to Kansas City. So these clients would be buying gas, food, etc. from Farmington, and we could be pulling people from Canton instead of sending people to Canton. We need to start building up our own community, in my opinion, and these having these programs in our area. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but I don't know. I didn't check today. I forgot actually. But a few days ago, the Farmington YMCA's billboard thing out there, advertisement actually says Canton YMCA. They're promoting Canton YMCA, and I just had a little bit of an issue with that because it should be coming to our area. It should be helping us, and it doesn't. I love what the Farmington YMCA has provided for our community in previous years, and I've actually worked there for like a long time and helped build things up. But it's not providing that for our community anymore, and it's time for a change. I hope that the Farmington City will consider helping the small town circus keep these programs in this area for our children by allowing us to use the building that the YMCA is currently in.
I have a question.
Yes.
So rather than the entirety, if that wasn't to happen right away, possibly Chelsea used to run a dance out of one of our actual classrooms here. Rather than the entirety, would you consider at least a partial thought to bring a dance studio to like this building?
One of the big issues that we struggle with as an aerial studio is rigging. And so we would have to put in trussing, and we high ceilings.
So even like you don't have a separation of the dance, you have, it's either all or nothing, correct?
What do you mean? Sorry.
Well, there's the dance part of it, and there's also the gymnastics part of it. So
Yeah, we have
but
different
you
classes.
do all of the above.
Yeah.
And so you wouldn't have the interest of doing just dance if that was an option here, at least for the classroom opportunity. That's I guess what I'm throwing out there.
I get what you're saying. Our main programs that are popular and employ people from other areas are the aerial programs. Aerial, actually. Like, you know, whenever you go to the circus and people are hanging from the ceiling,
Like
It's that.
Cirque
and there's not a lot of places in the area that provide that. So we're pulling people, like I have 3 clients from Mackinac right now. They're driving all that way to go for that one thing. So that's the pull. If that makes sense.
I just wanted to throw that out there. We
No,
do
you're good.
another classroom.
I appreciate it.
And we do miss Chelsea's. We for years in Farmington have had a dance opportunity.
Yeah.
The grandchildren that are involved with dancing have to go to the Canton dance programs and the YMCA because there is nothing here in this county. Somebody doing dance here.
And there's wait lists in Canton, and a lot of my clients can't get on, like they get on the wait list, but they can't get in a class. And enforced to the point that they are having tryouts. So you have to try out to be on their dance teams or their dance programs. So it's hard for people to even get in.
And then how many nights a week do you offer this?
We are currently operating Monday, Tuesday, well, actually Monday through Friday usually, and then sometimes we do events. Like we had a daddy-daughter dance, and we are having a showcase actually this weekend for a competition team. We had 3 students on our team go to, or not even go to, but they participated in an online international competition. They were competing against like Ukraine and Hong Kong and stuff. Teams there, it was amazing. And they placed 2nd, 3rd, and 5th.
Wow. And how big is your participation? Like how many girls or people do you have involved in the program?
Usually 5 people in class. With school coming up, it's gonna skyrocket again. With the small business, it just keeps going up, which is pretty cool. Usually. But right now we operate with like 3 to 5 classes a night usually, and each one has at least 3 students in it, 2 to 6.
So
I was talked to about using the dance area, like the dance studio fitness area room in there. And that was a potential option, but I've gotten kind of some mixed information about what's going on with the YMCA. Because I was told that the city had taken back that room because the Y wasn't paying or something. I don't know what's going on either.
all right, so
Let's clear
currently
it up.
we are leased to the Y. The Y leases that entire section. They have a lease. And we have been working with them to get them COVID laid the lease, or COVID was hard on the Y. We have been very generous to the Y because this group wasn't exactly this group. Pieces of this group chose to dance with who we brung, if you will. They already were there. They do have some programs going. They are trying to get things. There's a new director. He is trying desperately to get things back up and running. But Tina's been meeting with him on a weekly basis. And at this point, we do have a lease with them until they tell us they don't want it, or we decide that collectively that they don't have any interest, in which case then we have to go through the motions to break the lease.
Absolutely, I wasn't expecting
So,
any
yep.
decisions made today. I was
So I enjoy your pitch, and I look forward to speaking with you further.
Can I ask how long the lease is?
It's through eternity. It was set up on a month-to-month basis.
Okay.
So, and it was done, and it was done a long time ago.
And you'd be leasing them in the city then?
And I have to decide how we got to figure out how that's going to work, because the Y is a nonprofit. So basically the monies they were paying were just covering their utilities.
It's a maintenance fee.
And everything in this, all the classrooms we talked about are all non-profit, 501c3. Otherwise, if we start taking money down here, we change the whole.
Yeah, we lose our tax exempt status on this building. So nobody's saying no.
Okay, I have a question. You know, they have a really great volleyball program over there. I mean, it's a really good one. Does Farmington get any of that revenue?
You would probably have to attend
You'd have to talk to Mark
board meeting.
about that.
You'd have to attend a YMCA board meeting to see where their revenues go.
Well, you would think if they're using our YMCA, or they're using us, we get some kind of a chunk of that money, wouldn't you?
We
Not
can't take any
necessarily. We
money.
don't
They're
take
a
their money.
nonprofit, and
Yeah.
we can't make money
They-
on this either.
Yeah.
Or then we have to start paying income taxes on that, or real estate taxes.
So we have a program, but we have.
It's not our program. It's
It's
the
ours.
YMCA's program. Now, those people all go out to eat in this town. They buy gas in this town. The town,
Where the money went.
It's like
well, so
it's
they,
like asking Farmers
so
Closet.
they have
or the
employees.
Legion to give back.
They pay our employees. I think several of them are actually local Farmington people. You know, they buy equipment for there that the Farmington people are enjoying.
Oh, I'm not.
So-
I'm just saying, if it's, you know, Farmington YMCA, Kent YMCA.
Look, this is she's 100% right. This is the Canton YMCA. We are the Farmington satellite.
They're
So-
one umbrella.
And so Bettina's been talking with Mark and with Caleb, who is the local director. They run a rec program. They are very interested in getting this thing up and running. So we're going to have further discussions. She's going to have further discussions with the Y, and we're going to see if we can't come up with something. How, fair? All right. Brad, you had something to say. Did I cover it?
Just want to know what's going on the way.
Yep.
That's all.
Best I can tell you. Thank you.
And I can tell you, the old people love walking, so
And did you know that you can have your birthday party at the Y? Cody Rice just had a birthday party for his kid at the Y. He worked with M&K Parties. They brought some bounceable things in. Cody said they had a blast. They didn't have to come to his house.
Right, it's great. And if you have a winter birthday party, have a bounce house inside. Kids love it.
So, all right. Anybody else have anything tonight? Ann, you can sit right there, Ann.
Well, first off, before I talk about that, when you're talking about softball and baseball, there is one set of lights on the softball diamond that it's not worth the whole year, and I don't think it worked the year before. And they don't seem to be able to get that fixed.
There was something about the lights when I first started. They can't just change one. You have to change multiple lights. So I don't know what the number of special magic is.
You know, Leslie? No, because it's now, you know, and it's dark out there.
Yeah, I think that needs to be addressed too. I mean, I know I don't think I'd go lift or whatever, but my goodness.
Don't steal my thunder.
Huh?
Don't steal my thunder.
So, yeah, it's gonna get fixed. Yeah.
Yes, we will look into that, Ann.
Okay, so.
I wrote it down.
I'm calling about side of me, the restaurant and the house. And the fence that is there was forced to be put out by the city when Jim and Jean owned that place. They told me when I moved in there 24 years ago, they didn't like Donna because she forced the city to do that. So that fence has been there for 30 years. It's fallen apart, and now I don't know what they did over there, but one of the pillars, whatever you call them, they busted it. So it started falling from my side, and now it's like this. I have pictures of it.
Restaurant.
It's the Vernon Street.
Vernon Street.
Hey.
The mama, whatever it is, German place.
Yeah, that's Roger. Is that Roger's fence? Yeah. Whose fence is it?
What's that?
Which house for North? You live on Big Box.
I live
Oh,
on
so they
Poplar. I
bought
live
that.
next door to Brenda.
Okay.
Oh,
So I have that right at,
So,
right at me.
Brenda's the first house now.
Yeah, now,
Can you
yeah,
guys
Okay. I
send
didn't
somebody
know.
down tomorrow, take a picture?
yeah.
Whoever's
Yeah,
working
and
tomorrow,
there's-
daytime.
It's falling
Give
apart
me
in
some
different
pictures so
places.
we
I
can
have
go have a
pictures.
conversation.
Who actually owns the fence?
So it goes with the restaurant. They're buying a contract with deed. Tomorrow's daytime officer is going to go get me a picture. I'll go have a conversation.
Yeah, and I have pictures.
Or Bettina will. One of us
because
will.
They pulled out some kind of cabinet or something from inside. They've got it sitting there, and there's water sitting in two of the pieces of it. I've got pictures of that too. And it's been that way for months.
So we'll go have a conversation, Ann, because we want they need to be good neighbors with you as well.
And the garbage, that's not always down, and it smells bad. If I'm out like 6, 7 o'clock at night, it's bad. I've had people leave because they didn't want to stand there and visit with the smell.
We will go have a conversation with them.
That would be great.
That's always the place to start, and I always encourage their neighbors to have conversations with them as well. So
I don't even know
you have to live there. I don't, but you know, and when we get, it becomes real official when we get involved.
right.
So
And I don't even know who it is. You know,
Yeah,
I see
well,
somebody
me
out
neither,
there
but we'll
posting.
find out, and maybe we'll all go have a conversation together. How's that?
I know 7 or 8 years ago they did take and put a board across it because it was falling in, and they put a board across it, so at least it was up straight for a while.
We will we'll get to the bottom of it. But if you see them, by all means, don't hesitate to have a conversation, because that's your right as the neighbor as well. So, but the officer will take us some pictures, and we'll.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Anybody else?
Yes.
Oh, Chuck. Sorry, I didn't look this way.
As a neighbor, you and I have had this talk before, so I'm gonna make it official.
Oh, man.
Heard that you guys are going to start repairing curbs. Is this a fantasy in my mind? Or
In
you
your
guys
mind, but
actually
I've
going
talked to the
do
guy
it?
specifically about your curb,
It's been, I mean,
the one that's nice and buckled right
Yeah,
there in
it's-
front. Yeah,
I've had to re-weld the stove blade back.
I took a ride with the guy who's going to fix it. So
Yeah, I understand we have a new gentleman.
So, well, and I was with the concrete guy, so I'll get it taken care of. We had a talk specifically.
This year and next.
We're hoping to get it in this year. I found out maybe some of the things I was told wasn't exactly happening, but I've moved up some time frames.
While we're doing the curb, really would hurt if you place the blacktop out there because it's
Yeah,
going.
that may be beyond our scope, but we're gonna baby steps, Chuck. Well, make them pretty so we look at them.
And have you checked into Earl Street to see if it was the proper street, the amount of traffic?
It is. It'll handle all our streets will handle the traffic they have.
It's not as wide as what.
And Andy really is going to get that machine put together one of these days.
There's an awful lot of traffic on it. City guy on this lawnmower about walking the other day.
So we are going to put that machine. I think we have Apple under control. So now we've got to get Pearl. Yeah, he's already said we can put it in his yard. So, all right.
That's another thing that to my mind is there from Casey's and up around the corner where Terry lives. All these trucks and Lowe's is part of them that come through there. Should there be waiting
On it.
there?
I'm on it, Ann. I'm already on that one. I went to Casey's. We had a conversation.
Okay.
She's talking. Well, her daughter lives on the corner of Wall and Vernon right there.
Cemetery,
So
and that piece, it's not made to have those heavy.
yeah,
semis
I've
up there.
already had that conversation. It ought to be coming to an end.
That brings me up with traffic. The cemetery, the new entrance with the blacktop, it's open. We need to close that again. There's cars going through as a cutoff,
Okay.
and that blacktop's not meant for traffic.
All right. I will get.
Get a nice yellow chain or something that.
No,
everybody
we're gonna
can
put
see.
barricades up so that they can see them. So. All right. Anybody else? Yes. Got a second? Well, hurry up and second it. Second. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Thank you.